as I am buying and reviewing new makeup, it will start to happen that like back here, things will start to pile up. And I find that it will be a pile a lot of times that I'm avoiding. So today we are facing the pile of makeup that I've been avoiding, and I have already filmed this makeup look. I'll be sticking it in as B-roll because in a lot of cases the reason that I've been avoiding certain pieces of makeup is because it's taken me so long to really get like a take. It's like I have a lot of feelings but none of them like point one way or the other, so I'm going to try and elaborate as much as possible to go along with those visual demonstrations and just give y'all the idea of what the makeup looks like, how it feels, things like that, and then you can draw your own conclusions from there as to whether it's for you. There are a couple of standouts, some that really blew my mind, so stay tuned for that. They are in here, but let's go ahead and jump into the makeup that I have been avoiding. I don't know, maybe it's like Virgo season. I'm like, all right, no more hiding your mess, you know what I mean? We're pulling everything out of the shadows. Okay, so the first thing that I put on my face today is the new Tom Ford foundation. Even if it's not my #1 interest, it's like I bought this because I thought that people might care. The experience that I've had with this, applying it in different scenarios, is that it really matters what I wear underneath it, like primer wise. So I put on the CL Prime and Protect today because it's got a little bit of like a hydration layer to it. And so that's a really nice way to give this foundation a fighting chance on my skin. So it is called the Radiance Hydrating Foundation. It's broad spectrum SPF 50. So yeah, I'm sorry, it is Inulazone 2.7%, octinoxate 6.5%, octisalate 3%, and zinc oxide 5.3%. So it is a lot of sunscreen actually. And overall my experience with it has been that it's just higher coverage and more matte than I would typically wear. And that's why I haven't wanted to talk about it, is because I'm not gonna sit here and like fangirl about something that I have to work this hard to get it to like stay hydrated looking on my skin. Even if it's gonna be a little bit more satin or mattified or whatever, I took radiance to mean, oh, it's gonna give me some hydration. I do wanna say when I bought this, it also said that it had like hydrating properties, but like all matte foundations say that because they don't want to exclude people from buying their product, the same way that like they'll say natural finish, things like that. It's like, nah, it's pretty satin. I did do a lot of work too. I mean, there's 2 different setting mists on my face right now and a primer that has a little bit of glow to it to get it to like look like it's alive, because the first time I tried it, I was like, oh my God, it blurs all of my pores, but then like it looks like an absolute like surreal cake on my face. And like that was my first impression of it. And since then I've tried it a few other ways and gotten it to work, but I will say I don't think this is for my dry skin type, just period, end of story. The other reason that it's not for me is because it's so full coverage. I mean, it's very full coverage. And if I'm gonna choose a full coverage, it's gonna be the Prada foundation. It doesn't even say that it's full coverage, but like that's my version of full coverage. Like that's what I'm comfortable with. And it has the right amount of like dewiness to it. The way that it dries down, it's not necessarily a dewy foundation, but it has enough. This, when they say radiance, they mean that it has like glow, like radiance to it, like it has mica in it, or you know, synthetic fluoroflogopide or whatever, but it's very akin to like the new Armani one or the CL Tint and Protect or something, where it like seems to like shift in the light a little bit, not glittery, but like pearl, you know what I mean? Like your whole skin kind of gives off a little bit of like a pearl radiance. You're either in favor of that or you're not. Like it's good to know ahead of time whether something's going to do that, because some people hate that. Like some people really, really hate the appearance of that. So I want to give you all a fair warning, like as this is drying down, even though the finish itself is not dewy, the finish itself is not radiant, the effect of the makeup is reflective and it has like a pearlescence to it. So that was another big impression that I got from it. I will say, I have not had to powder it. Obviously, I work so hard to just get it to like move with my face instead of like cracking off and being cakey. But I think that this would work really beautifully, honestly, for people who have combo to oily skin, want something that doesn't absolutely dry them out to death. It is a very nice finish. Like it does blur the pores in a beautiful way if what you're looking for is that visual radiance, not like a textural radiance. It does have a scent though. And I mean, I know that's what we come to expect from a lot of luxury brands, but like at least for a few things that I've had from Tom Ford, like he wasn't putting fragrances in things. And I just thought it was interesting that he chose to put a fragrance in this. Either way, it is, honestly, it's gonna be the case for a lot of these. Like, it's not bad. It's not bad. I am just not the right person to review it because it is for someone else's skin type. But for that skin type, for the best of my knowledge, you know what I mean? To the best that I can review this, like just, you know, experiencing it, it's gorgeous. gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I'm just not a full coverage satin person. And for all the sunscreen and everything like that, it does feel, I mean, for all of what you think about like how sunscreens should work and everything like that, it's building opacity, okay? It seems like there's enough sunscreen in there and enough like physical presence on the skin, because we talked about that, whether something actually has a sunscreen in it or not. Makeup in and of itself with opacity to it, like, seems to protect your skin from the sun in one way or another. Like, it does feel like it's doing that. But like, for me, I would much rather have like the RMS sun cover up. Like, it just flexes with my face a little bit better and it's like half the price, something like that, you know, a little more than half the price. And it just has a little bit more kind of natural hydration built into the formula and less sort of, I don't want to say this in a bad way, but like artificial radiance, you know, like a sheen added to it. So if this is for you, I swear to God, like, it's kind of the most exquisite version of something like this that I've seen in a long time. Like, it's really beautiful, but for combo skin, for people who want that radiance and people who want coverage and like a little bit of oil control. And I think you can get a lot of different things out of it, especially if you did powder it and things like that. Like if you have very oily skin and you need a lot of oil control, I still wouldn't rule this out. It's really, really beautiful. It's just not my ideal foundation. Okay, next. This is so storied for me because I got an invite to like a gifting suite online to be like, hey, you know, pick out your shade so that we can send you the new BareMinerals concealer, the new BareMinerals Bare Pro concealer. And I was like, oh my God, because they used the old Bare Pro concealer image, the stick, in the gifting suite. I was like, yo, we're getting it back. Oh my God, they discontinued my favorite stick concealer and they're gonna bring it back. No, it's a liquid. It was so weird. I was like, okay, I got it in the mail. I'm like, I'm not ungrateful, but like, there was a bait and switch. Like, that was a, by definition, bait and switch. You used the picture from the old one and then you sent me this big tube. I mean, it's a big tube, but it's still liquid. So yeah, this does have sunscreen in it. It's only an SPF 25, but like, you know, take as much as I can get, I guess. Either way, you do really feel it in this formula, the same way that you do feel the little bit of physical SPF that is in the Tom Ford formula, just in the sense that it just feels opaque and it feels a little bit satiny matte-ish, you know, on the skin. It is called the All Over Skin Perfecting Matte Concealer. Again, these are the reasons that I haven't been wanting to talk about these things, is because I ordered this, you know what I mean? I selected it from a gifting suite thinking that it was this hydrating stick concealer, and then I got it in my hands and I was like, this is a liquid matte full coverage concealer. Just such a different animal. And so for what it is, it's okay. It's okay. I don't think that this is a run, do not walk situation. I shouldn't say that I'm disappointed in BareMinerals. Like, I don't think that their choices have been bad. They just haven't made anything that's like for me in a long time. And this feels like it's for the powder foundation customer. Like, it's just so oil controlling. It's quite dry. And so while I think that like it does a really good job at what it's going for, and honestly it goes really well with this foundation because they're kind of, you know, they're just similar natures of products. But for what it is, and this is why I've been kind of reluctant to talk about it too, is just that I know it's not for me. Like, I know it's not intended for my skin type, but it also misbehaved on me in ways that I think no one is immune to. I don't think it's a skin type thing, because I'll show you in the footage, as I had put it underneath my eyes and then I had blended and everything and I had like done other makeup steps, I got to the area around my eyes before I powdered and it was like creasing and squinching up, like right here, you know, like right there, like really, really substantially. And I was like, huh, okay, so like you need to powder this. A matte concealer that needs to be powdered. I just think we've moved beyond that. From a formula standpoint, there are things that are higher tech and more sophisticated than that, and I just don't think that even for this customer that this is a run, do not walk situation. If you are a person who needs matte, full coverage, oil controlling concealer, please, in the comments, leave your recommendations for others and we can have a conversation about it. Again, my word is not the final word on this because I don't think that this is for me, but at the same time, like, it's still, again, misbehaved in ways that I think would happen to anyone. Okay. I told y'all that there would be some hidden gems in this. Honestly, the main one is these Soshe Blushes. Soshe is a brand that has sent me stuff here and there. They sent me some lip liners at the end of the year last year, I want to say, maybe a mascara, a couple other things. And then they allowed me to select some blushes from this new collection so that I could try them out. And it's one of those things where why was I avoiding it? That I really don't have an answer for. I really don't. I think that it's actually because when I opened these, I was like, wow, those colors are really dark. What did I do? Maybe I chose the wrong shades kind of thing. Like this one is light, but like others of them look really intense, and I was just like, oh no, what have I done? Maybe these aren't for me. Again, like maybe these aren't for me kind of thing. Like look at these colors. That looks threatening. Like if that was a Danessa Myricks blush, one dip in that would be game over for my whole complexion. Not so with Soshe. I'm gonna swatch these for y'all. So yeah, these are the Blurring Pillow blushes. Here I have the shade Copper Spice. I have this on my cheeks right now. I used it as kind of a final touch once I got the eye makeup on because I was like, we need some more blush. And like, I needed it to steer in this direction of color. And like, are you kidding me with that color? Are you kidding me with that color? It is a perfect like rusty color. And this formula is awesome. It's awesome. I think it would work on everyone because it's like micro blur satin. It's not matte because it's not like absorbing oil or anything like that, but it's not creamy, it's not dewy, it is dry. The finish on it makes it so it can go with pretty much anything. I applied it with this. I think I used this. This is such a versatile brush. This is the Sigma Soft Angled Cheek Brush in F43, and that's what I would recommend as a cream brush for this. But like, the formula does so much work for you. Like I love when you're putting something on and you're just going, wow, you know what I mean? Like, wow. Like it's effortless feeling as you're putting it on because you're just like, I feel like I have a lot of control, but I also feel like I could build up a lot of opacity if I needed to. I really feel like these colors, this formula, the versatility of it, it'll work for so many people. There's something here for everyone. Look at the desaturation. Look at the decisions that were made. Okay, so that first shade, like I said, is Copper Spice, and it's bananas. Like it's just so freaking pretty. As soon as I put it on, I was like, fall, you know what I mean? Like it was just old like 2014 girl took over. I was like, fall. And then the next one here is just a very like well done, but you know, basic rosy pink, and that is called Rosy Rest. The next shade is this kind of wine color. It's like a, you know, berry wine color, and it is called Berry Smitten. And then this one right here is this desaturated like brownie mauvey nude, and it is called Speakeasy. I don't know if these are all of the shades, but like this formula knocked my socks off, and it is the reason again that we play the game. It's the reason that like I have to be honest with myself when I am letting something pile up behind me, because I'm just kind of like, I've never heard of this brand. Are people gonna be interested in it? It's not sold at Sephora, you know what I mean? It's like you wonder what's gonna perform, what's gonna get people's attention, and like there was just something about it where I was like, I don't know if people are gonna care. Like if I review that, are people gonna care? And it kept me from trying it. And then I tried it and I was like, oh wait, I need to tell everyone about this. Oh, and also for all of you junkies for replaceable packaging, this is like easy peasy replaceable pan. Like you could, I think you might just be able to buy the pan, but like what a beautiful, like elegant system they have going here. You would never know. It doesn't feel like you're sacrificing anything for making the packaging replaceable or refillable or whatever. The packaging is like, it's substantial, it's pretty, but if you're someone who doesn't care about that, you can probably just buy the replacement pan. I mean, I'm sorry if that's not true. I haven't like checked, but it's a really, really well executed, streamlined, unpretentious, beautiful product with like a freaking ridiculous formula. And for me, the color junkie, like I respect the hell out of those colors. Like that is just, whew, I love it. It's thrilling. Okay, let's go to a blush situation that is less awesome. In fact, we have two blush situations that are less awesome. Either way, it's not about me passing judgment. This is not about binaries. This is not about whether I like it or not. This one's actually kind of about whether I like it. I haven't wanted to talk about this because I'm so disappointed in it. Oh, I don't know what I was hoping for. I think I was just hoping to be like wowed in a way that I couldn't predict. But this is the Anastasia Magic Touch Blush Trio. Carnation Pink, Cool Pink, and Mauve. So this is the Peach Trio, if you say so. I mean, it has a peach in it, but the other two colors are so pink. None of those is an intuitive thing to put on if you wanted to put on peach blush. Like you'd want something that like complemented it, that you could wear more than one blush, but like from a color theory standpoint, what are you talking about? I don't know, y'all. I I just think it's a case of like, I don't even need to make that big of a deal out of it because I don't think a lot of people had as high of hopes as I did about this. Most people looked at that and said like, I think that that's going to be kind of a flop. I wanted to believe, but it's really like, it feels very drugstore or like Ulta brand, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, oh, it's cheap. It's like, no, there are brands out there that just want to make something that the packaging isn't the first thing that you notice. And that's how this feels, except it's not priced like that. I think this is over $40. Like, so yeah, I mean, it's just this like chintzy is not a bad word, y'all. Everything about it just feels like an afterthought. And I mean, the way to offend me is always just like the colors don't make any bloomin' sense together. Like, what is that? I mean, as for the formula, it's a cream. I mean, there's just really nothing more to it than that. There's no transformation. There's no hybrid finish. There's nothing. It is just a cream. I mean, it is just so extraordinarily missable. I kind of regret not missing it. Okay, so the next blush thing is going to be controversial, and that's why I am not going to give an up or down on this. I'm just going to tell you what it's like. So this is the new Miracle Balm palette from Jones Road. So when you open it up, there are 3 pans inside. This is Tawny, Flushed, and Party. Mine came, I thought it was magnetic, but it's not. They're glued in, and one of mine like didn't stay. Just facts, just reporting the news. The other thing that I found here is that the whole idea behind a Miracle Balm, if you're unfamiliar with it, it is a very low pigment. I mean, they have differences in pigment, but on the whole, it's a pretty low pigment product. It is very textural. It is not something that dries down. It is, to me, what I would consider to be kind of a, I'm sorry, Bobby, like a low-tech formula. She does some really high-tech formulas, she does. But like, this is a pretty low-tech formula, and there are the people who love it. And the people who love it. You know what I mean? They will name their child after it. But the whole idea is that you are supposed to kind of break the seal on it. You're supposed to push your finger through the top layer in order to get the product moving. And as soon as you do, you hit pan. I'm just following directions, Bobby. I hit pan immediately, and like, it's just a really hard product to use in this delivery system. Even if you love this product, to me, the point is having a vat of it, right? Or at least like a deeper pot. Dipping your finger into it. First of all, you hit pan. Second of all, as soon as you've used the amount that you want to use, like, you can't use like little of this product. When you use little of this product, it doesn't really serve a purpose. It adds a little bit of texture to the skin, but it also pick your makeup back up. I used it in the wrong context today. I've used this a million times. This was not my like first impression of this product, but when I used it today, I used it on top of everything else to try and like achieve a little bit of texture, a little bit of skin texture, and it started to just kind of pick my makeup back up, and so I applied a little bit more with my fingers and whatever. It's fine. The oil controlling aspect of all the other complexion products that I had on kind of soaked it up after a few minutes, and I was able to work on top of it and just like dried it out. I don't think that that's what Bobby intended from this formula. She intended for it to like give you this like beautiful, seamless, hydrated look on the skin. I find it to be sticky. My hair sticks to it. Like, even all the dryness of my skin does not usually like soak up all the moisture that's in this or all the emollients that's in this. So I tried to use my fingers, obviously, and like I pushed through the product, and like that's to be expected, but there's really very little in there, all told. And so I tried to use a sponge, but a sponge just doesn't pick it up properly, and you end up leaving behind all the glitter. It just doesn't get the product the way that it's supposed to. I suppose I could use a brush, but like, it's just a gummy kind of texture that I don't feel like really benefits from being in a little shallow pan like this. And so while maybe this was requested for people who absolutely love this product and wanted to have it on the go, for that I say, I hope that this satisfied your needs, but like, I don't get it. All right, the next thing that I did, and this is something again that I've been avoiding because I was afraid of it, I used all the colors that I was scared of in the new palette that I love so much, which is the Lancome Idole Cafe Crush Palette by Chica Daily. So this has some of those beautiful everyday shades for me because it's got these nice browns, it's got this nice Bambi color. I was having dreams about those purples. I was like, oh no, khaki. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, do I love the palette or do I just love brown kind of thing? The answer is that I love brown, but I did dip into these shadows, and let me just say, even if you're intimidated by those colors, the formulas make everything so easy. They make everything so much less intimidating. If this was a color story in Natasha Denona, I would be up you-know-what creek without a paddle, okay? Like, I would have to go wash it off and start over, but this is so forgiving. It's so easy to work with. And honestly, honestly, for all the people who come to my channel, there really aren't that many, but there are people who come to my channel and they're like, I've been watching your channel for a while. Why do all your eye looks look the same? I've literally done a video that's called Why All My Eye Looks Look the Same, but regardless, they're like, why don't you ever deviate? Listen, I deviated, okay? What do you think? The main takeaway from that video, why my stuff always looks the same, is because I work tonally. So you might be looking at it right now being like, that doesn't look that different. It's because I'm not gonna do a purple eye and a red lip. I'm gonna make the colors harmonize together, so it's always gonna look kind of the same. I'm not going to apply really dissonant colors against each other. That's not how I like looking at makeup, okay? No one is going to Hindash and being like, why aren't you putting yellow all over their eyes? You know what I mean? He also works tonally for the most part, you know? It's like you focus on a color that you really like, you know, but it's like, no, I'm not doing like rainbow dissonant kind of things. That's just not what looks good on me, and it's not what I like wearing. It's not what I feel pretty in. So I do feel like I kind of kicked the tires on this palette, and I just love what you can get out of it. I do. And this is sort of a sidebar anyway. It's not like I needed to prove to anybody that this was a palette that I love. Like, I already love it. I'm going to keep it around regardless, but I am very pleased with what I was able to achieve using like the purple and the pink and like the yellow gold and stuff like that. Everything's so blendable. You don't end up with mud because the way that everything blends is so sheer. A lot of major smarts went into putting that palette together. Okay, the last thing that I have been avoiding talking about, they sent them to me ages ago, have been these Guerlain lipsticks. I should say the first reason that I haven't talked about them is just because there are so many makeup looks that I get done with and I go, I don't want like a full saturation lipstick on after what I just did. You know what I mean? Like, it's just always like I get to this. So it's not necessarily like this overall decision that I made where I was like, I don't want to talk about those. It's just been like every video that I've had them sitting out, I've been like, that's not the look for it. That's not the look for it. When the reality is they have done such a phenomenal job with these shades, the ones that I picked at least, like they all sing on my skin tone. I have this one, I have one that's like a little, I will list the colors that I have down below, but like I have them like floating around in bags and stuff. I've been using them. I just haven't been talking about them because, again, it's like a full coverage like lipstick that's kind of matte or whatever. At the end of a makeup look is often a bridge too far. It's gonna kind of put it too far over the top. Ungapachka. The other reason is that I'm pretty sure that you have to buy the components separately, and it kind of totals out to being pretty expensive at the end of the day. And it's like, I don't necessarily want to be the person being like, hey y'all, you absolutely need this. This is like, oh my God, game-changing lipstick, whatever. I want to present this in the context that it's in, which is like, this is a luxury indulgence. And honestly, no matter how much it is, it's gonna be less expensive, probably half the price, okay, of the new Louis Vuitton lipsticks. So, I mean, you know, we have a whole new sky-high thing to hold our perspective against, but either way, it has this that you buy individually, and then you buy the case separately so you can kind of, it's sort of like the Dries Van Noten ones where it's like you can like pick the one that you want, and when you pull the lipstick out, it opens, so there's a mirror in there, and then in order to close it, you have to hold it closed and insert it like this. So that's what keeps it shut. And honestly, it's pretty and it's elegant, but it's like not the most intuitive thing in the world, but I still like it. So yeah, I mean, it's like, I didn't really have super strong feelings on these other than like, they're pretty. And I didn't really know how to like get on a video and be like, they're pretty, but like, you know what I mean? It's like I could hem and haw about them all day. The main thing though is that the colors are gorgeous. I'm wearing this one right now. This is the shade SB0211. I will put the name on the screen or down below in the description when I figure out what that actually means, because just like all the luxury stuff, they never put the actual creative name of it on there. But also this is like, you know, actual metal. It's nice and heavy. I do love a lipstick case kind of thing. And then I'm wearing Allie Glines' the Ravi Beauty lip liner in almond right now, and I feel like it really brought the rust and the brown and the mauve all together in this look. Now, make no mistake, I am wearing an absolute schmaltzing of makeup right now. If you are someone who watches my channel and you love doing your makeup with makeup items that I typically talk about because you like doing your makeup like I like doing my makeup kind of thing, like we like the same textures and stuff, understand that a lot of the reason that I didn't talk about these complexion products and the lipstick too is because even though I made it all harmonious because I brought everything to the same level of like detail and saturation and contrast and things like that, standing alone, a lot of these products are going to probably be higher coverage than the other stuff in your collection, and and you might get it in your hand if you're unfamiliar with it and be like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, whoa, this is way over the top. Like, this is definitely a full beat. Even though on camera, we're used to seeing this, and like I've built in the dimension, and again, like I've built an eye look that's strong enough to stand up to this lip, but it's like, that's still a lot. Like, that's a lot of makeup. It's full coverage. It's all full coverage. Like I said, I like the Prada foundation because even though it's full coverage, I forget I'm wearing makeup. Like, it's so lightweight. And this does have that to some extent. Like, it is pretty lightweight, but it still feels like makeup. It still feels like a mask, you know what I mean? I'm still just very aware of it. And so I think that's the other reason that's like I haven't talked about this stuff, is just because it's not really my kind of makeup, or it didn't turn out to be my kind of makeup. The complexion, I mean. The freaking Soshe blushes are the star though. Like, they're ridiculous. I want to show you up close what this looks like so that you're not just like, oh, I'm gonna go off of Kaki's recommendation, but turns out you hate like hybrid finish blushes. You just didn't have the words for it or whatever. Like, and I did a bad job communicating. Like, you see that it's just this like velveteen, soft silicone putty. And it's going to be this like really silky, satiny, soft. I've felt products like this before. This one's pretty otherworldly. And I mean, you could, if you wanted to, mash your whole finger down in there. But it's like feather light. Like, so finely milled. It's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. Not creamy at all. Those are the words that I have for it. I just want to explain things to y'all in as much detail as possible rather than being like, I'm obsessed with this. You know what I mean? Shut up. Like, you don't care, but I'm obsessed with it. You care what it feels like and whether it's worth your money. So anyway, y'all, it's nice to clear that pile out from behind my desk because it also clears my head out. It also helps remind me that like none of it is as scary as I think it's going to be. Like, I was living in like mortal fear of that Tom Ford foundation. I was like, oh, it's gonna be so high coverage. And like the first couple of times I used it, I was like, ah, it's so matte. Like, I'll figure it out. But at the same time, I just want to show y'all. I want you to get as close to the product as you can without you going and actually having to swatch it in the store. So let me turn the light down here. I want you to see that this is like the kind of makeup look that looks incredible under lighting, but you can see how it's like translucent around my mouth. The BareMinerals Concealer is like not the world's greatest thing, okay? Matte lipstick, not the greatest thing on me, okay? The full coverage foundation, it's still not like perfect, right? And so I just want you to, you know, get a realistic idea of all these things, because I do feel like they are a lot of textures that are meant to perform. Whereas, I'm gonna be a broken record here, like that Soshe blush would look good on bare skin. Like, it's just, it's quite excellent. So anyway, I hope that this was helpful. If it was, please do give the video a thumbs up. Let me know down below your thoughts on any of this. If this is helpful, if there's any other information you want me to include in videos like this in the future, please do let me know. And if you're new here or you just haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe while you're here. We would love to have you. I will put a video up here that I think that you will enjoy if you liked this one. Thank you all so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.